You don't seem to be very happy with 25 franchises in 5 years. So, how many should we expect from you in next 1 year, and what steps you are going to take to achieve that goal?
No, I'm very happy with 25. It is just that
Can be happier.
it can be happier. Money is it has no limit. So it's just that like the next 5 years, our internal target is to be at 500 stores in Gujarat and Maharashtra, or maybe in other.
I need to know about next 1 year.
Next 1 year, we are looking at about next August. That is Vada Pav Day. Then we celebrate our anniversary. We are looking at being at a minimum of 50 stores.
How would you scale up to that? Like, say, because I think you talked about property issue, like you're not able to look at right location, other problems. So
Yeah,
what are the factors you would?
We did not have the department very very well organized. Properties are all there. It's just that we are not striking deals fast enough because we were not working in an organized fashion, which is now that's what falling in place. And see, it is just a question of we were working in a certain fashion till say 6 months back. We have changed that. At 6 months back, we were not getting properties as fast as we could have or we should have. So now we have modified it. We are going to work on this model for the next 2 to 3 months. If it still does not work, it means it requires further tweaking, further improvement. And of course, then learning from Cafe Coffee Day or chains which are doing faster than us, better than us. What are they doing that they are getting properties faster?
Jani, just one moment. Jani, talk about that money part. Like at one stage you need more funds to scale up. And like say, have you ever thought of like or someone approached you from say venture or something like that? Like you was
Thought of?
venture capital.
VC.
No,
We all at time basically come thinking like that you come to know about venture capital. Key to the venture capital.
Venture capital funding is something which we are really not requiring because the system is sustaining itself. Yes, venture capital funding would be required if we decide that no, these 500 stores, I don't want to give it 5 years, I want to do it in 3 years. Or 5 years, why 500 stores, why not 1,000 stores? That is when VC funding would really be required. You're understanding, it's VC funding is basically to scale up faster. Scale up faster.
Hello.
One second.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Nazir. I am an IT professional. I want to ask you about competition. Now you find stores like Jumbo Vada Pav and King Vada Pav coming all over the place. So how are you going to tackle that?
Yeah, we are actually stuck with a bad name very seriously. The Jumbo King is so easily confused. Jumbo Vada Pav, whoever is using it. But we are fighting a trademark battle on that. And hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months, Jumbo Vada Pav should be a registered trademark with Jumbo King.
I just want to continue.
Yeah.
See, the person is coming to your store, is buying a 5 rupee Vada Pav. How is he going to be brand conscious? Because he sees a Jumbo Vada Pav and he is going to walk in there also. So how are you going to retain your customer who is the capacity to buy a 5 rupee product?
Luckily, our competition is not copying us all the way. They have just given the Jumbo Vada Pav name and they're still giving it the same, जो हाथ में दे देते हैं ना कि ये eat it. So they are not wrapping it like that. So that differentiator still continues to remain. I don't know why. I don't know why they are not doing it. They're copying everything else except for the most important thing. So right now we are not having a problem. But yes, that problem will eventually come. But touch wood. See, railway commuter, they are understanding that Jumbo King is different from Jumbo Vada Pav. And now our marketing efforts are to further emphasize. We are in fact now in the process of conducting our first market research. We never did a market research till date to understand who the Jumbo King customer is, what he is looking at, and all those kind of things. So this Jumbo Vada Pav problem is something we will be addressing sooner or later.
Manish, there is a car number DK6369, which is a car.
Yeah. Okay, Dheeraj, question is about that. What you? Manish. My name is Manish. I'm a sales trainer. I conduct training programs.
Okay.
Now, my question is about going back to exactly when you decided to expand through the franchising route and were interacting with people who you were trying to get on board as franchisees. Now, my question is, at that time, I guess it must be very clear to the others whom you were dealing with that this is happening primarily because you don't have the funds and you're looking for people to put in the money. Okay, secondly, the brand was only 2 stores strong, which is what you just
Three
mentioned,
stores,
Malad
yes.
West and Malad East
Three
and
stores.
everything else. How did the discussions go at that time?
Okay.
And what was the learning?
Very, very good question, because you are coming, from how did it start? It's a fantastic question. See, when Jumbo King was at 3 stores, okay, and even I thought, that the person might feel, Acha, I'm going to invest all the money, I'm going to do all the mehnat, what is the company going to do? And so why should I take up your franchisee and pay you a fee for it also? But once you understand franchising, this entire value proposition that I told you of how if he were to make the same product himself, it would cost him 20% more, and we are charging him 6.5%. So this is something which is known today, but at that time it wasn't. Our first franchisee partner happened to be an NRI. He had a franchisee store in America, and he was looking at migrating to India. So selling that franchisee concept to him was, in fact, I didn't have to do any selling at all. He was like, boss, आप कुछ भी करो but मेरे को दो. I'm willing to give whatever you want. So, and then he put in his money, he made money, and that is how the entire, the ball started rolling. And then we have flooded with inquiries. I met about 600 people, and we are literally picking and choosing. We are saying, nahi, aap capable nahi ho, aap capable ho. You are meeting the criteria, you are not meeting the criteria.
Do you have a criteria laid out, or
Yeah, for a
in particular
franchise.
about your son-in-law is?
Yeah. There is a criteria that he has to. The most important thing is he has to be able to give 12 hours of his time to the business. No part-timers. He has to be able to invest the amount of money which is required to set up the store. And the third important criteria that we have now got into the thing is that he should have some business background, because we have worked with some people who were working and they feel there is more money to be made in business, but they don't realize that that money comes in, but it is through a lot of hard work. That initial 6 months or 1 year is very, very difficult. So that business experience is something that we made.
I am Tushar from Deepa Chemicals. I wanted to know whether you have a brand manager or you manage it on your own.
My brand manager is my wife and my business partner, Dheeraj Gupta over here.
Does she have some professional background in brand building and things like that?
It's just okay. Yeah.
I can't see you. Yeah, I used to write for the Economic Times earlier, business cases. That was for 3 years. And then when Jumbo King started happening, then I decided to join him because I thought my skills would be used more here. And yes, Touchwood media has supported us a lot. So I'd like to thank the media for that.
So are you planning to employ somebody in the
No,
future?
and just one very but very important thing was that I could not have got a more passionate MBA to do the brand building at 5,000 rupees a month. So I was like,
Smart HR.
One question of yours that I would like to take is how will you sell Jumbo King outside of Maharashtra? See, one part was that Vada Pav will get introduced to them as a part of their lifestyle. Not only that, Mumbai is aspirational for the rest of India. So something that does well in Mumbai tends to be accepted in the rest of India. Like London may be aspirational for a Mumbaikar, Mumbai is aspirational for the rest of India. So marketing is a step-by-step process. We'll think about it when it happens, but broadly this will be the philosophy with which we enter outside Maharashtra.
in fact, they say that marketing is the art of storytelling. So, you build one chapter, it is selling, then you move on to the next level.
He's asking.
Hi, Rishikesh from Tata Interactive. I have a very more basic or fundamental question. The difference between really being an employer and an employee is being able to take that step. Overcoming that fear or whatever inhibition that you have. What advice would you have for someone who's on the brink and still wondering whether or not to do that?
Actually, it is. I tell you that there have been people who have come into my office to meet me asking for franchisees, and there have been at least half a dozen of them whom I said that please business mat karo, because he was taking a huge loan to set up his business or whatever. I've told them, why don't you join me? Don't think of it as an employee. You join me, become a part of the team, learn the entire process, see what is happening, and I promise you 3 years later, you gather, you put in the money. The initial money I feel should not be loaned. It makes yeah, it should not be debt. It makes me actually, it's a personal view, it makes me a little uncomfortable. I said you gather the money and be a part of the system. And after 3 years, if you choose to still do it, you put up a store. I won't stop you. Become a part of the system. And then someone else comes in and who is also borrowing money. But he says that I have got, in the same ratio, both of them. But he has business experience. He says I have been running a trading business, garment trading, and I have market outstandings of 30 lakhs. I'm earning 25-30,000 rupees a month. So what do I do? He has risk appetite. He knows what it is to go to sleep with 30 lakh rupees outstanding. So to him I say, okay fine, आप ऐसे करो, आप आ जाओ, आपका 3 lakhs का loan है, you take it, you will be able to repay it off. So I tend to summarize everyone that I meet, कि आप करो, आप मत करो. Because I can tell them about a Jumbo King franchisee. So that's the beauty of the franchising business. He's handheld through the entire process. You don't have to build a brand, you don't have to look at vendor development, you don't have to look at systems, you don't have to look at any of these things. It is all ready made and you become part of a very successful system. That's why franchising in world over is such a big business. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, I was really looking for, what was it that really drove you to
What made him an entrepreneur and not a white collar worker,
yeah.
even though he's come wearing a white collar shirt. So he wants to know that dividing line between.
See, if there are people who are.
He was never actually. You never have worked for a company.
No, I have never worked for.
That is probably the difference. But you would like to tell him
It's
you're working that
people have different.
fine edge. What makes you think?
Different people have different aspiration levels. I might be in an industry where it is a growing industry, and I know the salary levels are fabulous. If I become better in my own field, I can easily draw 1 lakh in salary, 2 lakhs in salary, and see, believe me, doing business, even earning that first 1 lakh rupees requires a lot of time. There is no guarantee that it will happen or it won't happen. I'm going to invest money upfront also. So I see that those times are gone when a person who has his own business had a higher social status than someone who's working is. Today there are people who are working, I promise you, are leading much better lives than businessmen.
So we all know that.
Yes. So it is always, and then there is this person, this trader who comes to me, sir, mera 30 lakhs ka market aashan hai. But he is born to be in business. So I tell him that fine, you at least move into this, a cash business hai. You won't have stock and all those things, you will perform very, very well. I would have, if people have asked me, I tell you that if suppose, God forbid, something goes wrong in Jumbo King, tomorrow it is not able to do very well, I might not start business follower again. I will pick up which is the biggest company in the country in the expertise that I have, maybe QS or whatever. I'll go ahead and say that, boss, I want a job with you. What salary can you offer me? I want a stock option from you. And I will deliver so much. I would not like to start all over again. I don't want to go through the whole process of finding that first pawala who's going to give me my bread at my rate and tell him, okay, I'm going to make it reach 5,000. It may or may not happen. It's a promise. So I'd rather start from 100 and take it to 1,000. It is easier than going from 0 to 100.
We have one more room for the last question.
I'm Mandar Deshpande. I'm from Mahalakshmi Grain. When are you going to have your IPO?
Seriously, it is not on the cards.
It is not on the card.
Anybody else? Yeah, is there a question?
Thank you for having so much faith in
No, actually, I tell you, when an IPO will come, there's an answer to that. Sorry, the day a serious competition comes in and, Reliance decides that we vada pav बेचना है, and he says that मैं 5 में बेचने वाला हूँ, I'm going to sink in whatever X amount of money. So to compete with him, I will have to go and raise money just to be a loss leader for those 5 years of competition.
Yeah, it was actually extension of the question that this person asked. Venture capitals. I suppose this is the better route for having.
Yes, yes,
Yes, we have one question there.
Normally, people tend to sink in when they are think it's a bit difficult. But looking from your story, I feel you step in at that point when people start thinking it's difficult. How does it happen? How does your brain always keep on working on these things?
Sorry, I didn't.
I repeated it. Normally, people when normally 9 out of 10 people will say it's difficult. We can't do it. I think hearing your story, you will step at that point of time. It's difficult, so I will do it. What is it in your back when it keeps on helps you in progressing and keeps your mind basically on the job, keep you on focus on the job? It's basically having better milestones each time you surpass your target. Normally people will happy, ho gaya na, so I achieved something. Now you start setting a different target once you are at that level.
I don't know of a single entrepreneur who is happy once his first target is achieved. He always ups his target. It never happens. You always set the next target.
No, there's one more here.
So there is no magic. It's just being purely simple human and wanting to make money.
One more, yes sir.
I'm Parvesh Merchant. I'm working as a franchise consultant. I would like to know how do you select your franchises?
Okay.
Do you advertise and select, or is word of mouth?
By word of mouth. Very luckily for us, actually that's what we have gone a little slow initially. That's why there was enough time to generate. We generated plenty of inquiries. I met 600 people, as I said, for the 50 stores we are looking for in Bombay. So the selection ratio was like 1:10.
And one more question: how to select your property? You first select the property and then you select the franchisee, or you ask franchisee to only select the property?
We first select the franchisee partner for a particular area, and then we start looking for the property.
So you recommend the property that
the entire real estate function is handled by the office because he does not know anything. We just pick up someone who has that drive to see those 6 months of initial tough days, and we say that now, but that's it. That's all that we need, and everything else is set.
And then what are the terms like? What is the size of the office? Did you cover that earlier? Because I came late. I don't know.
Maybe you could take that a little offline because everybody here may not be interested in a Vada Pav franchise. I'm sorry for that.
Hi, I'm Raj Sethi from Popular Car World. I would like to know what was the duration, like first, second, third franchisee, like what was the duration and how fast it picked up in the later stages or initially?
Okay, we have been kind of like going a little faster than doubling our size for the last 5 years. So the
Doubling every year.
Doubling every year, and we should be able to do it for at least another 5 years.
I want to go to the first, then the second one, duration, then...
Okay, the first store which came up, that was for about a little over 1 year. Then we put up our second store in the second year. And
Third was 6 months after.
third was 6 months after that. In our second year of operations, at the end of it, we were at 3 stores. And then we were at 6, and then at 15, and this year we are at about 25.
And then you are, it was not like hurrying up and doing it, catching hold of...
See, actually, again, that's what now, when I sit today at 25 stores and think of adding 25 this year, I feel horribly bad, that we were so slow in the initial years. But at that time when we were sitting at 6 stores, I was like, my God, 15 stores, 9 more stores should be added, it's not possible. Because last year we had added only 3. So I was thinking, we are going to, do 300% better. So, even I'm sure even Dhirubhai Ambani worked like that, he was slow initially and it picked up pace eventually.
Yes, we have...
Actually, my question
it's easier for Mukesh to go.
could you just give us your name?
Yeah, my name is Albert Lewis. I work for Tata Interactive. My question is very is in a lighter vein. What's your dad saying now?
Across the face, he still says, boss, what are you doing? With 25 stores, I would have made far more money than what you are doing. Why are you franchising it? Keep them all within the company. But behind my back, very, very proud.
So I think we've had a great session with you, Dheeraj and Gupta both, and you can see obviously the driving point is his passion. I think the single largest critical success factor with most entrepreneurs is the passion that they bring to the business. And maybe I should request, Praveen bhai, would you like to say a few few words about passion and entrepreneurship? I mean, we have a very passionate you in
I was passionate long time ago.
you're still passionate. You're still passionate about a lot of things.
No, clearly, I mean, while I have stopped being an entrepreneur, but for the last 5-6 years, my business has been to fund companies and work with young entrepreneurs. And one of the clear goal that I have and our team has is to keep the entrepreneur going, because there is, you start with a business plan that is never the business he is in. 6 months later you find that things have gone wrong, model has to change, but he has to understand that that is the rule of the game, and if you are there for him, keep him mentored and keep him motivated that this will happen. And again, just like he said, that failure is not a reason to give up, because failures will happen. If Steve Jobs failed and he succeeded, and there are plenty of stories that will tell you that perhaps a failure actually helps you to focus more on the next, because you will learn a lot from your mistakes. And one of the things that I do very clearly, that over the 30 years of entrepreneurship, is that my contribution to that entrepreneur is really not so much what he should do rather than what he should not do. And because the entrepreneur is supposed to know what he should do. Okay. So, but passion, clearly, passion to succeed, passion to be focused, passion to do, whatever. Passion to, because you go through very serious hurdles when you do this, because you are coming home late, there may not be money in your pocket, if you are married, then you are dead. And all that has to be managed, and that's why, getting the support system in place is very important. And if people like us can play a role in that, that helps. But focus is the thing. But focus and you will succeed, I can guarantee. There are enough opportunities. Don't try to be a me too. Okay. And then you will succeed.
I think on that happy note, that you want to say something like that.
So, but one thing about you're talking about marriage, Praveen, but I think Dheeraj was smart. He included it in the business plan. Interesting.
If it had come to us, it would have been rejected.
Well, now he's in growth stage. So, great. So, this was interesting. Very, very interesting. Just quickly again, wearing the tie hat, this was actually part of, we have special interest groups that have been set up in Time Mumbai very recently. One such special interest group is retail. What is a special interest group, as we call SIGs? One of the fundamental approaches that TIE is trying to energize now onwards is to involve the entrepreneurs within this entire, have an inclusive approach to realizing the charter of TIE. So SIGs are actually that, where members come together and say, okay, hey, let's kind of energize a area where we feel that there is a need for entrepreneurs to realize the challenges and the opportunities. So retail is one such SIG. We have another which is around venture capital funding, another probably that will be coming on. These can just keep sprouting up. We've already had as part of this SIG Kishore Biani, who's come. We've had the space that we are sitting in, Sriram of Crosswords, who shared his experiences. In fact, I would like to thank Crossword for hosting this for us. This actually happened. We were going to have the Kishore, the Sriram My Story session at Mocha, the coffee shop in Bandra. But as fate would have it, there was no electricity in Bandra just on that day, just at that time. And Kishore checked with his store and he said, why don't we all go there? And as enterprising as we could all be, we all went to his store and he was so happy. He said, okay, anytime, any crossword, we can just have one. That was about SIGs. And what we have is a very interesting set of programs that have been lined up. One thing that for those who know, great, and for those who don't, is
we've launched in April a Thai Institute Knowledge Series. This is part of the education. This is part of the education thrust that Thai is having to, create awareness amongst entrepreneurs. And last Saturday of every month, there is a Thai Institute Knowledge Series session at Wellingkers. There's a continuity in the content. So, we are currently in this month, for example, on the 29th of July will be the 4th session, which is focusing on marketing and scaling up. From April onwards, we've already covered, for example, characteristics of entrepreneurs. We had Patrick from INSEAD Singapore coming especially to energize that session. We've covered forming your enterprise, how does an entrepreneur. These are all experience-based sessions. The content is not a B-School program, it's not theoretical, not technical, but as much as it can get more analytical. It's experience-based by entrepreneurs as far as possible. We just had last month financing your enterprise as a session, and this month we have marketing and scaling up followed by HR, and then the last in the series will be enterprise maturity, sustaining growth and enterprise maturity, and then we'll continue from there. So, and one last announcement, on the 26th of July, there's a very interesting session. We have Professor Jagdish Seth, who is very well known for his innovative thinking, who's coming down and doing an exclusive session for Thai Mumbai, which is going to be around what are the opportunities for the Indian entrepreneurs in a globalized Indian economy, and also the changing face of marketing through the entrepreneur life cycle. So please be in touch. You could write to either ruchi@thaimumbai.org or manak@thaimumbai.org, and we will also be in touch with you. So please fill in these feedback forms and your email addresses so that we can keep you in touch. Thank you so much. Let's just mingle, jingle, and have some more vada pav if there are any. Thanks. Thank you, Dheeraj. Thank you, Chani, for being here, and most importantly, Rita. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.